Hi guys, today we're going to be working on this quick domino nail art. I was actually planning on a cherry blossom design, but then it ended up getting a little bit late, and so I decided that I would put that off for my next manicure and do something a little bit more simple. So if you're interested to see the cherry blossoms, that will be in a few days, and I'll include a link once that's up. But if you'd like to see how I did these dominoes, just stay tuned for the tutorial. So, starting out, I've already applied my base coat, and I'm just using Orly Bonder. And I'm going to start out with just a basic black, and this is Finger Paint's Black Expressionism. And I like it because you can usually get it opaque in just one coat, and it gives a really nice glossy finish. So I'm just going to apply one coat of that to all my nails. For me personally, I find it easier to do a little cleanup rather than worrying about being totally neat when I'm painting. So I did take a moment to do a little cleanup, and I'll link that in an annotation in the information box if you haven't seen my cleanup video. I'm going to be using Wet n Wild French White for the dividing lines and the dots, and just going to dab out some of that on a little piece of scratch paper. I'm just going to have that off to the side. I'm going to be using a small brush. You can really kind of use whatever brush you're most comfortable with. Some people might prefer an even smaller brush. Some people might prefer a striper. But I'm just going to be going for pretty much the middle of each nail and drawing a dividing stripe on there. Try to keep that pretty straight and even, and then move on to the next nail. Now that the stripes are done, I'm going to move on to the dots, or I think technically they're called pips. I'm going to be using this small, kind of medium-size angled daughter, and I do kind of have a plan of how I'm going to be laying out my dominoes, so I'm just going to get started trying to keep the dots about the same size, and just try to get this done as quickly as possible so that I can get to bed. Once you have all the pips finished, just go ahead and kind of take a look at your design. If there's any spots that you think need a little touching up, if the line, needs to be straightened out a little bit, If you see any black peeking through in any of the lines, you can go ahead and touch that up with either your brush or your dotting tool. If you see any dots that are a lot smaller than others, you can add a little bit more polish to make them bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a top coat just to smooth everything out. So here you have the completed design. Just something relatively quick and easy. This really didn't take very long at all. And while I'll confess I'm not 100% happy with it, as I always say, the only way to get better is to practice. So I hope maybe you guys join me this month in doing something a little bit out of your comfort zone. If you'd like to see some more from Nail Art April, I'll include links to that playlist. And as always, thanks for watching.